Alright, on this episode of I Didn't Realize This Was a Controversial Fucking Opinion, yesterday I put out a neckbeard story video in which a 23-year-old tried to force himself on a 14-year-old, and earlier in their hangout that day, he said that he was super into lolis, and I said that liking lolis was a major red flag. And I had some people in the comments defending lolis, and I even got a few DMs and emails about it, so I decided I want to talk about it today and why I disagree with this sort of thing existing. But first, let's define lolis for the uninitiated people who, fortunately, have not come across this on the internet. Loli, derived from the Japanese lolicon or lolicon, which itself is derived from Lolita complex from Nabokov's novel Lolita. 1. A prepubescent girl, especially in Japanese anime/manga. 2. Hentai pornography depicting prepubescent girls, sometimes extended to adolescent subjects. 3. Adjective, of or pertaining to lolicon pornography. Note A. While the term can be used for either real or animated girls, it is rarely used to refer to pornography depicting real children. Note B. Often the term loli, like related terms, is misused to refer to an infant, adolescent, etc. girls. Speaking strictly, however, the term refers to only prepubescent girls, primarily ages 4 to 12. Disclaimer, I have Adam Lazara and Gerard Way on my screen right now to calm my nerves a little bit right now. So I just wanted to make a few disclaimers before I get into the arguments from some people on why loli and Shotokan is okay. Shotokan is basically the male equivalent of lolicon. So, disclaimers. There's nothing wrong with hentai that depicts two adults doing adult things, or multiple adults. You could have 1,000 adults doing adult things in an animated fashion, and I have no problem with it. Also, there is no problem with anime including children, as long as they are not sexualized in any way. Somebody tried to argue that it's not the fault of the creators of this anime that their characters end up getting depicted in sexual ways. That is exactly correct. If somebody else takes your imagery and puts it in a sexual light when there's a child there, that is that person's fault, not the creator's fault. Third disclaimer, and I almost forgot to include this, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being into flat-chested women or short women. The difference is they are adult women and they're not actually intentionally being depicted as children. Now, one of the biggest arguments I saw was that it's just art of a kink, and that's not illegal. Somebody actually compared it to dressing your girlfriend up in a schoolgirl outfit and said that those two things are equivalent. The difference there is that dressing up your girlfriend in a schoolgirl outfit, that's two adults partaking in a role play. This isn't an actual depiction of someone who's supposed to be a child in a sexual scenario. Those are two different things. I can do whatever I want with my girlfriend as long as we're both consenting. She's a 22-year-old woman. This art is depicting anatomically a 4 to 12-year-old person. And I'm gonna be blunt here, being attracted to children or being attracted to artistic depictions of children in this case is not a kink, it is a mental illness. And I've gotten flack for that statement in the past, saying that pedophilia is a mental illness, but it is recognized by the DSM, and we have to be very honest with ourselves. Although we're all trying to decrease the stigma around mental illness, not all mental illnesses are completely benign, and we all know that some of them can be dangerous for the people that have them and the people around them. And one of the main reasons that I bring this up is because another one of the arguments for lolicon or Shotokan being okay is that these people can't help what they're attracted to, and it provides a release for them or some sort of alternative to trying to seek out the real thing in real life and actually abuse somebody. And while I do think that these animated depictions of lolicon and Shotokan are much infinitely better than somebody actually filming something with a real life child or somebody going out and committing an act of abuse, but I actually looked up some scholarly articles for psychological treatment of pedophiles, and none of them recommended masturbation to materials depicting your deviant fantasy, as they called it in the articles. The main treatments they recommended were 1, chemical castration, and 2, multiple types of aversion therapies to try and stop the pedophile from having these fantasies. So logically, that would lead me to believe that sitting at home and consuming these materials would do more to reinforce your pedophilic fantasies than it would to subdue them. And obviously there's a difference between pedophiles and people that molest children. Not all pedophiles actually go out and offend, but I don't think that consuming these materials like lolicon and shotacon are doing anything to prevent that from happening. So to conclude, although they may be legal, I don't think it should be legal to consume lolicon and shotacon. I don't think that there's anything noble about creating these materials. I also think that should be extremely illegal. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not calling for anyone to be arrested or anything. And at the end of the day, if you've offended, if you've actually molested a child, I don't know what to do with you. I think you should be locked up forever. But if you have not offended and you have pedophilic thoughts, you need to talk to your therapist as soon as possible about it and get into a serious and aggressive therapy to try and dismantle those fantasies. I don't know, just this is not the solution. All I know is this is definitely not the solution. Let me know what you guys think. This has been a very tiring video to create. I've gotten pretty angry in the process of recording. I hope you guys are all doing well out there, staying safe. Like, if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know. Please, guys, do not be aggressive. Like, don't be, like, super toxic towards each other in the comments. If people want to give their opinions, they're entitled to that. Skate on to the best of your abilities, guys. Make sure you're drinking more water, and I'll see you very soon.